Okay, what's up, y'all? So, in today's video, we're gonna talk about gates. No, not those kind of gates. Logic gates. Logic gates are actually the next really important part to computers and operating systems. Actually, the thing is that logic gates actually use binary, and binary gives is what gives the computer life and giving the computer able to process stuff by using binary. So logic gates and binary go hand in hand. Okay, the things that we're going to discuss in this video is what are logic gates, what technically are logic gates, and also we'll discuss how do they work, and also we're going to discuss like who founded logic gates, who were the founding fathers, I'm gonna say, of logic gates, and also we're going to talk about how are logic gates used in today's world. So yeah, let's jump to the video. Hey, wait. Okay, so hold on. Also, what I say in this video might not be completely right. So don't go by what I say. Maybe hit a Google on it, because I might be completely wrong, and I don't want to give out false information to you guys. Okay, so if something doesn't seem right, Google it. Go watch another video, or something like that. I'm not completely sure. I'm just giving you guys a basis on what logic gates are and what my understanding of them. So yeah, let's go. Okay, before we get into the nitty-gritty of like logic gates, we need to understand like what are really logic gates. What logic gates are technically electronic components that take a binary input and produce a binary output on specific rules of logic that it's made. So we're going to discuss what are these rules of logic. The rules of logic actually refer to Boolean logic, and Boolean logic is a type of algebra made by George Boolean in the 1800s. Boolean logic or rules of logic is just a mathematical way to describe true or false by using ones and zeros, technically. So 1 meaning true and 0 meaning false. Technically, the rules describe the truth values behavior whenever they're combined with operations. Okay, I'm sorry for just dropping a whole bunch of like nerdy information on you, but this stuff is really interesting to me. So yeah, I'm sorry for that whole load of crazy information, but we're gonna continue. A operation is technically an action or process that's performing a task, or an operation that carries out a function, with especially one that has specific rules that it needs to follow. So if you go back to the rules of logic, we'll just know that the rules of logic are technically just operations, or you can name them Boolean operations. So if we jump to the three main Boolean operations that you see in logic gates is the three main logic gates that I bet you've heard of are AND gates, OR gates, or NOT gates. These three logic gates, or Boolean operations, you can say, are the three main gates that make all the other complex gates like NOR gates and NAND gates or XOR gates. Now we're gonna go into more detail on how those gates are made and what other gates make up the more complex gates. So if you take a NOT gate and an AND gate, put them together, you get a NAND gate. And if you take a NOT gate and an OR gate, you put them together, you get a NOR gate. But if you to make a XOR gate, that's an OR gate, but it's exclusive. Or actually, let's back up and figure out what does exclusive mean whenever a gate is exclusive. So exclusive means one input can be true, but not both. A regular OR gate returns a 1 if either or both inputs are 1. A exclusive OR gate returns a 1 only if one input is 1 and the other input is 0. The other kind of exclusive gate there is a XNOR gate, and that's a exclusive NOR gate. Did you know that NAND gates and NOR gates are called the universal gates? Weird. But the reason why is because you can make all the other more complex gates using a NAND gate and a NOR gate. It's actually kind of crazy, but did you know that you can actually build an entire CPU only using NAND gates? Isn't that just wild that you can, like, just one single function can build a whole entire CPU. Okay, so yeah, sorry for that big dump of load of information I just piled on you. But we're gonna continue onto the history of logic gates and figure out who was the founding father of logic gates and how logic gates were made from the beginning. Okay, so the classical foundation of logic was made by Aristotle around the year 353 BCE, so a long time ago, like a long time ago. But the first founding father of logic gates was our boy George Boole. Give it up for him. My boy has done so much for technology. He also did binary. He also did something for binary in that video. If you haven't watched that video, you should go watch it, cause yeah. Also, George Boole published the laws of thoughts in around 1854 and also introduced this system of logic using binary values. His work turned logical statements into algebraic expressions. Okay, but then there was another man named Augustus De Morgan who transformed logic expressions to the simplification of logic gates. This concept allowed logic gates to process digital information. Then after Augustus, there was another person who impacted the rise of logic gates. His name was Claude Shannon. Claude published a MIT thesis named A Symbolic Thesis of Relay and Switching Circuits. Okay, so the final person who impacted logic gates was a man by William Shockley. I don't know how to say his last name. His name's right here. This dude right here, he is our final dude we're gonna talk about. William Shockley was the co-inventor of the transistor. Whenever William Shockley invented the transistor, it really revolutionized digital logic, and we're able to do so much more because the transistor opened up like so many possibilities. Did you know without transistors we wouldn't be able to compact logic gates and build processing units in little circuit boards or anything? So technically without transistors we don't have phones, without transistors we don't have computers, and so yeah, transistors really revolutionized technology. Okay, we're gonna take a little break from all that really cool information that I just told you guys. Boring. Yeah. But technically what I want to say is thank you guys for joining me on this journey of this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel to me is like a big time capsule, so I can look back and see how bad my editing skills is. Jeez, I really need to get better at editing. But anyways, thank you guys very much for joining me and watching my videos and liking and commenting and just having fun, because I'm here to make you guys happy and make your day better. Yeah, so if you guys could like, subscribe, hit that bell so you guys know when the next video comes out. And so yeah, we're gonna continue with the awesome information that I have you guys about logic gates. Okay, so we're back. So now we're gonna discuss how do logic gates work and how do they impact our day-to-day life. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about and how logic gates works. The only gates that we're going to talk about are the basic ones, and, not, and or. First thing you need to understand with logic gates is that logic gates usually have 2 inputs and 1 output, and determining on the logic gate determines the output. Okay, so the first gate that we're going to talk about and see how it works is a AND gate. An AND gate is very simple, straightforward, whatever. Okay, so the way AND gate works is that, let's say we have input 1, input A, and input B here. These are both of our inputs, and both whatever we put in here gives our output here. So if we input 0 here, right, and input A equals 0, and input B, I cannot write, jeez, input, jeez, there we go, input B also equals 0, our output is simply this, A times B equals output. Okay, sorry, but this is our output technically. So A times B equals our output. So this right here. So this is our output, whatever. So it takes 0 times 0. That's 0. Just make sure you guys know that. 0. So, geez, well, not right. So yeah, that's our output, 0. Because we have 0, input A equals 0, input B equals 0, so our output will be 0 because this simple little formula right here of an AND gate. So what if, stay with me now, what if we change input A to be 1? So I want you guys to think about that and see what will be the output if input A, remember the formula, if input A is 1 and input B is 0, what will be the output? Use this. So it's easy, straightforward. Some guys already got it, but technically input A equals 0, input B equals, jeez, I don't know. Input A equals 1, input B equals 0, so our output will be 0. Simple math. Okay, now what will happen if we make input B also equal 1? That will, simple math again. So 1 times 1 equals 1. Good job. You guys know how to do math. So yeah, so that's what how an AND gate works. Simply, so there is something called a gate table. I would say that shows us like hold up. Let me see if I can quickly draw it. I'll speed this part up. This right here is simply a, I would call it a gate table. It's like a table. Not right. Anyways, a gate table technically. So what it technically shows us is what we did just here. So if input A equals 0 and input B equals 0, our output right here would be 0. If input A equals 1 and input B equals 0, our output will be 0. Input A equals 1, input B equals 1, we'll get 1. So that's what simply how an AND gate works out. There's also, I'm not gonna go over all the gates. I just feel like AND gates was very simple, really easy concept to understand. But here are some more tables right here of NOT gates and OR gate tables. Right here, I'm gonna put up on the screen. There you go. There's that. But yeah, the more you all gates are different. This times formula does not work with every gate. So every gate has its own formula how to get an output and all this other stuff. If you guys want me to go over like 10 different gates, I would do that. Let's get this video to 20 likes. If we get this video to 20 likes, I will do 10 different gates. I don't know, math, whatever, concepts, whatever. I'll do that, but we have to get the video to 20 likes and I'll do that video. So yeah, we're gonna continue on. Okay, so yeah, also remember, logic gates can be combined to make bigger logic gates, have bigger outputs, and resulting into making a full-on CPU. Like I said earlier, you can have one simple operation, logic operation, and have like a whole entire CPU just using a NAND gate. It's crazy how powerful logic gates are. Also, yes, logic gates are very important to us because they are the foundation of computing systems. Without logic gates, we wouldn't be able to, like I said multiple times, have TVs or computers or anything. Logic gates and transistors and the creation of transistors are really crucial to everyday life. We use logic gates like every single day. So remember, logic gates can be combined to make bigger and more complex logic gates. These simple one logic gates are just the very little you can get with it. So it's like, this is like compared to like, this is like 1 bit of a CPU. Literally, it's very, very small to a bigger proportion of complex, more combined logic gates to make a whole CPU. So I said this like multiple times, but logic gates are very important to us. We use them in every tech thingy that we use, like technology, anything that has a screen or a pad or anything, it uses logic gates to give off signals and outputs and inputs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so there you go, everything about logic gates and what they are, how they work, who founded logic gates. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly hit a quick summary on logic gates and everything I talked about. Really summary, quick up some of the key points that I talked about. So yeah. Okay, remember that logic gates are simply electronic components that take two binary inputs or one. Remember that not all logic gates have two inputs. Some of them take one input. But anyways, logic gates usually have two binary inputs and give out a binary output. Determining the type of gate it is determines the type of output it has. So yeah, the founding father of logic gates was our boy George Woolley. He's the man, the myth, the legend, George Woolley. Yeah. So yeah, logic gates are very important to us. They help us with a lot of stuff. Logic gates and transistors. The creation of transistors really revolutionized technology and everything. Transistors are used in absolutely everything that we do. We use technology every single day, so we're using transistors, logic gates, and everything. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below any questions, any ideas I can do for a video I can do in the future. So yeah. Yeah, there you go, logic gates. If you haven't watched the binary video, you should go watch that. That'll really kind of help you. I would hope it helps you in a little bit. I hope that video is good. If you're still confused, that video might be crazy confusing, but yeah, I try my best to teach you. Yes, if you haven't watched the binary video, you should totally go watch that, and it'll help you understand what binary is and everything about binary, because binary is the foundation of everything. Because before logic gates, without binary, we wouldn't have logic gates. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below any questions, any ideas for our next video, and see you guys in the next video.